Guys, welcome on back to TK's Garage, and in today's video we got to talk about this, man. I am getting exceedingly worried that we're going to see a hurricane powered Trackhawk, but it's not all bad news, because it means Ram could get the Hellcat power. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this. Perfect. Guys, before I get into today's video, I gotta talk about the giveaways that we have currently going on the channel. If you didn't know, we launched the Dual Challenger giveaway. The combo packs on that and stuff expired last night as we closed out the Ram TRX. But we did launch the Ram 2500 over on the Tool site. So if you want to get in on the Ram 2500 on the diesel truck, that's going to live over on the Tool site at tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. And if you want to get in on the Dual Challenger giveaway, that is the 2020 Hellcat with the 73 Challenger project car. It's very easy to do that as well. You just have to go over to the merch site at tk'sgarage.com. I'm going to link both in the description depending on what it is that you want to get in on. Now, currently, right now, the Ram 2500 is at maxed out entries. So what does that mean? It means you're not going to see entries above what we're launching it at today, which is 250,000 entries per dollar spent on the merch site. And it will be available until those 10 items at the individual products sell out. Once they sell out, that's it. And it happened for the TRX, like towards the end of it last night. It all went down. It all sold out. So if you want to get in on it, there's all different types of stuff there: scan tools, lifts, hand tools, air fresheners. We're even going to have some detailing supplies up there as well to keep your car clean. Stay tuned to the site as it constantly updates. But if you want to get in, links are in the description down below. And it's in terms of the Ram 2500, all the official rules and stuff are posted in the description of the original video where we launched it. I literally just picked it up and dropped it off with Tobin for its full health and all that good stuff today. And probably when we get back from roadkill nights, I'll probably go ahead and get the steps installed on it. So stay tuned. But anyways, there you guys have it. Links in the description down below. Get in while you can. So Trackhawks. Never thought I would say hurricane powered Trackhawk, but the current Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I was wondering how they were going to do this. So the current Jeep Grand Cherokee can't fit a Hemi, from what I've been told by like multiple engineers. But they also, what I was told, can't fit the 3.0 inline six. So are they going to try to GLH that thing, which that's a different video for today, which you guys will see. The 2.0 has been having problems. They're trying to turn the boost up on that car, and it can't handle it. They're blowing up motors and testing. I don't know. I've got to be honest. I don't think a four-cylinder Hurricane Trackhawk is ever going to be I just don't see it. Now, could they modify something? Could they modify something with the engine bay or the frame to make the 3.0 fit? Maybe what the engineer told me was wrong. If somebody else knows better in the comments, please let me know. But the couple of engineers that I spoke to were like, yeah, the Grand Cherokee, can fit the 2.0 right now, but it can't fit the Hemi, and it can't the current one, right? Now, we know that there's a redesign coming for the 2028 model. I've already seen all the stamping and all the different stuff that's coming in terms of it's a different roof line, it's a different SUV. All right, so could the Grand Cherokee for 2028 be different, and maybe that's the Trackhawk And that's, maybe they're building a mule for a 2028 Trackhawk, and they're not going to put it in the existing Grand Cherokee. Maybe, because the existing one right now, from what I've been told, can't support a Hemi. And I know they said that about the Charger, but this is different. I've actually looked in that engine bay. So that kind of sucks, right? If the Trackhawk, the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, is a Hurricane. But then we get to the Wagoneer, right? That's a big boy. And what I'm being told, and it's funny because me and Butter and OC Motivator were just talking about this in the chat the other day, because Tim actually left some clues. Tim Kaniskis actually said, they want the brands to have their own identities, have different things, right? Not just have like brand. Don't be Buick. I know that Oldsmobile is, but you know what I'm saying. Don't be Buick, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and Chevy, and have 4 versions of the same damn car. So, yeah, look, I don't know. To be honest, I don't even want to say what I'm going to say, but we could get a Jeep Grand Cherokee, a Jeep Grand Wagoneer Trackhawk with a high output plus engine, with a 700-800 horsepower plus Hurricane engine that they call a Trackhawk. Now, before you blow a gasket, what I'm also being told is that the Ram Charger is getting the V8s. That's the Demon power. That's the Hellcat power. And no Hurricanes. No Hurricanes. So, it will be interesting. I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest. I really don't. I don't know if I should be disappointed. I know there's some, like, I've been going back and forth with a couple of guys that own car dealerships too in here. I wish I could remember his username on Instagram, where he said the same thing. He's like, come on, man, they got to put a Hellcat in a Trackhawk. And I would say the same thing. I would say you have to have a Hemi and a Charger, but here's where we're at, So, yeah, that's interesting. I have to be honest there. That is extremely interesting to me. I don't know how that's going to play out, to be honest. It does make sense, and it does coincide with things that I've heard Tim Kaniskis say. We could get Jeeps that are all Hurricane. Now, that will be absolutely freaking hilarious if the Hemis are in the Gladiator, the Scrambler, in the Wrangler, and they don't make it to the Wagoneer. That's one way to guarantee that your Ram Charger sales go through the effing roof. Because I can tell you right now, when you drop the 5.7 version of that Ram Charger, it's going to sell. You're not going to be able to keep it in stock. When you drop if they happen to Rumblebee it, and you drop a 6.4 version of that Ram Charger, you're not going to be able to keep it in stock. And God forbid you drop a Hellcat version or a 426 or a Demon version of that Ram Charger. Yeah, they're going to get 160, 170 grand for that truck. They could easily get it. I don't even think it would be a question. And the 5.7 version, look, they're probably going to be able to get 80 grand out of that, 85 grand out of it, and be a direct competitor to the Tahoe, be a direct competitor, to the Expedition, to the Navigator. I don't think, knowing what we know about Rams, right? You see my Ram trucks. The interiors look like fucking BMW. They're luxurious interiors. They're like this. They're leather everywhere, right? Now, this isn't the baby BMW, but they're not luxury vehicles, but they identify as luxury vehicles. I'm not going to get in trouble for that. They identify as luxury vehicles. You know what I'm saying. You get a Ram Charger with a really nice interior and some of those same screens that you get, like you get in the Tungsten or in the Grand Wagoneer, and that Ram Charger is going to sell like crazy. I feel like people that have been waiting for the Trackhawk will be pissed, but not really. They'll just move over to Ram. they're going to move over to those V8 models. I just feel like it's crazy for the Trackhawk name, though. You know what? I'm not going to prejudge. I've already done this before, and then I end up being wrong in terms of prejudging shit. I'm not going to prejudge it because, you know, I did the same thing with the high output Scat Pack. You know, I prejudged it because, you know, 550 horsepower, all that good shit. And then I drove it, and I didn't hate it. Like, but I'm also a BMW guy. I'm not just a Mopar guy. So I know how that car feels, and it feels similar to what I would drive with a big body Beamer. Anyways, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I'll put it like that. It'll definitely be interesting to see how it plays out. But I leave the question to you. What do you guys think about this in the comments? Do you think that the Trackhawks could be hurricane powered? Because that's a curveball. You know, it honestly didn't cross my mind. Now, I've talked to people at Kokomo that have seen these mules. They say they're more aggressive, they're wider, they have quad tip exhaust, they got big tires. But it doesn't mean it's going to have a V8, which is crazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.